The Adventures of Marmalade, the Orange Cat. In a quiet little town nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, there lived an orange cat named Marmalade. His fur was the color of a ripe tangerine, with stripes that swirled like the brushstrokes of an artist who'd had one too many cups of coffee. Marmalade wasn't your average house cat. Had a knack for adventure and a curiosity that could rival any explorer. Marmalade woke up on his favorite perch, the windowsill of Mrs. Delaney's cozy cottage. The sun was just peeking over the horizon, casting golden rays across the dew-kissed grass. But something was different today. A strange scent wafted through the cracked window, a mix of cinnamon, smoke, and something faintly metallic. Marmalade's whiskers twitched. This was no ordinary day. He leapt down, stretched his paws, and slipped out through the cat flap. Mrs. Delaney was still snoring softly in her armchair, a half-knitted scarf draped across her lap. Marmalade didn't have time to wait for her to wake up and offer him his usual breakfast of tuna. Adventure was calling. The scent led him down the cobblestone path, past the bakery where Mr. Thompson was pulling fresh loaves from the oven, and toward the edge of town where the old oak forest loomed. Marmalade's ears perked up as he heard a faint rustling in the underbrush. He crouched low, his tail flicking like a metronome, and pounced. Out tumbled a tiny, soot-covered Craturia mouse. But not just any mouse. This one wore a minuscule leather vest and carried a satchel slung over its shoulder. It squeaked in alarm, dropping a shiny brass key that glinted in the sunlight. "Who are you?" Marmalade demanded, his voice a low purr. "I'm Pip," the mouse stammered, brushing ash off his whiskers. "I'm a courier for the Woodland Guild. I've lost my way, and I need that key to deliver a message to the Owl King. Please, don't eat me." Marmalade tilted his head. He wasn't particularly hungry, and this mouse seemed more interesting alive than as a snack. "What's the message?" he asked. Pip hesitated, then whispered, "The Emberstone's been stolen. The forest is in danger. Fire's coming." Marmalade's eyes widened. He'd heard tales from Mrs. Delaney's bedtime stories about the Emberstone, a glowing gem that kept the forest's magic in balance. If it was gone, trouble was brewing. "I'll help you," he declared, "but you owe me a fish later." Pip nodded eagerly, and the unlikely duo set off into the forest. The trees grew thicker, their branches weaving a canopy that blocked out most of the light. Marmalade's sharp eyes caught glints of movement, squirrels darting away, birds fluttering nervously. The air grew warmer, tinged with that smoky scent he'd noticed earlier. After a winding trek, they reached a clearing where an ancient oak towered over a circle of mossy stones. Perched atop the tree was the Owl King, his feathers a mix of silver and midney,